Okay, I'm here today. I've been doing a few interviews trying to figure out generally why people are here.
Okay.
And the one thing I found out is that there's a lot of people here for various different reasons,
Yes,
from
there is.
fighting people who are cheating and watching free movies to
Right.
gay rights to you name it. It's all covered. What would you say is the common thread? Because people only gather around something common. What's the
Yeah.
common thread here?
I think the common thread is that there's corruption in our world, and not just money corruption, but corruption of people who try to lead us, but they don't know what they're doing. Well, they know what they're doing, but it's not helping the people and the world and the human consciousness in any way possible. So I think that's our common opinion. It's that there needs to be a change in the world. Whether it starts from little movies to huge corporations that need to be put down.
You mentioned about human consciousness.
Yeah.
You think it's important to address human consciousness?
Yes.
It's not too far-fetched, it's not too
Not
grandiose?
at all, because human consciousness is what connects all of us, in my opinion. Of course, there's different people that have different opinions. But when you come down to, we need to change this and change that, it's because our human consciousness tells us this is not right for us humans.
What needs to change about our consciousness?
Nothing needs to change about our consciousness. It's the world we live in that needs to change. Our systems, our society today. And what needs to change is what everyone here is protesting, I think. It's the system that but most of our governments, most of our leaders have imposed upon us.
But they didn't get it from nowhere.
No,
it's like
they
that.
didn't.
When society endorses materialism and advocates success above consideration, you ever
Yeah.
think that may be a problem? That
Of course.
we're raised from kindergarten to you got to be the biggest shark in the tank, little
oh my
Johnny.
Gosh, that's one of the biggest problems.
And then when those same people we raise that way succeed, we have a problem with it because all of a sudden they do what they're taught.
Exactly.
Is there a countermeasure we can take?
Yeah, change the education. I mean,
education.
we've been saying this for however long. I mean, I know ever since the 60s, but I'm sure way before this too. I mean, the education system is part of the system that is corrupt. I mean, SATs, ACTs, those are all things that are made so that kids can get brainwashed and forget what they're truly on this earth to do.
So you mean like they should be classes on how to be a human being?
Yes.
Yeah, that's controversial because I think that right now we kind of exist. We're not really human beings right now. I think that we're more animal and more that,
Yeah.
it's all about getting what I want
Exactly.
and that sort of
We're
thing.
in the me. We're in the me right now, and that's what we're moving into. That's why I talk about human consciousness, because human consciousness raises. It raises from a level of being me, my needs, how the universe revolves around me, to being.
You mean the universe
and
doesn't
I.
revolve around me?
Come on.
No, but you're right. You're absolutely right. I think we have that mindset. It's a popular mindset, and our media and our teaching and our education, everything just reinforces that. It says you'll be happy. You'll be happier. The more you take care and get yourself more stuff, regardless of what happens with others, you're a success, and that's the American way.
Yeah. I mean, they say happiness is brought by success, but it depends how you define success. Because success can be monetary, it can be materialistic, but success can come from inside too.
So we need new definitions. We need to revamp our internal dictionary
Exactly.
altogether. You mentioned evolution.
Yes.
Now, that's a pretty scientific term. Why does it apply to this situation?
Because human consciousness, again, is part of science. It is proven, it is part of science. And as human consciousness grows and it raises to another level, humans evolve physically as well. So I'm not saying that by tomorrow we'll be like crazy people with 4 arms. I'm saying that we're evolving in our state of mind, from the me to the us. And that's why.
When I was researching this event, I came across a weird coincidence. Similar events are happening in Brazil,
Yeah.
all over our nation,
Yep.
the UK, Greece,
Africa,
Israel, Egypt.
France.
Why now? What do you think happened?
Well, okay. A lot of people say that it's from sun, the solar flares. It's actually a part of our evolution, how we evolved into humans from apes. I'm not sure if that's actually true. I know it's controversial too, but it's every a few thousand years. I'm not sure the time, but
Usually about approximately 2,000 years it seems to
yeah,
happen.
2,400 years, I'm pretty sure, something like that. So I think it's just the time that it needs to happen, and just now is the time.
You know, I noticed that people, and all those evolutions happened at the behest of pressure from nature. You know, like,
Right.
something either in the environmental
Like a
nature
change.
or political nature or
Right.
social nature really pressured people to change. We went from a gladiatorial Rome, operated empire to a slightly more humane society. So I think it's just a matter of, I'm observing a trend between pressure from nature, okay, humanity shape up. Okay, so is it realistic to hope that from events like all this that's going out here,
Yeah.
we can come to make a significant change at a deep level, a
Yes.
real change?
Yes, because by doing this right now, we're raising consciousness, and consciousness is around the world. Our Earth has a consciousness.
What do you mean raise consciousness? We're already conscious. Look at us. We're here. We're conscious, right?
Consciousness on a deeper level. You're conscious right now, but really, there's plenty of things you're not actually taking in. You're not actually realizing, and that's the thing. Once we evolve to that other state of consciousness, we'll realize
us
so
state?
many things. The what?
The us state.
Yes, the us, the we.
I think there's something to that because there's this phenomenon called egoism, which
Yeah.
means it's basically self-centeredness,
Right,
self-absorption. I think that we're seeing that whole system is failing us now.
Yeah.
And I think that the only way we're going to weather this next wave of pressure from nature is to start thinking like us.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing now. I hope. I mean, I've been talking to so many people and everyone's just smiling and they're happy.
But there's a certain energy, I mean, not to be too mystical, there's a certain, something subtle when people gather together
Exactly.
and something positive starts to permeate
It's
that
natural
gathering.
for us humans to love each other. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're all one big family. I know
It's
it's
natural, so
overdone,
basically we
but-
start being more like nature and more like
Exactly.
loving.
Because human beings have a tendency to separate themselves from nature. But we are nature, we're part of nature, and that's the thing we need to realize. And that's part of what's coming in with the we stage.
Do you think that a society is obliged to educate people? Like information like this should be part of the media, part of the education. I should be able to look at the building and see a billboard instead of Hugo Boss watches. Maybe something about care about your brother.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's why we need to change our corporations, because of course they're not going to do that. They want profit, and by keeping us separate and by keeping us locked up in ourselves and our ego, they can control us however they want. It's so easy to control one person and one person on their own, whether you than controlling a huge crowd like this. I mean, that's what they're doing with the whole world. So of course we need to change that right now.
Change it right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty powerful words. And I agree with you 100%.
Awesome. Sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.